Jacob Simmons and Paul Newman. Our first competitors in qualifying for the methanol sucking Monsters Unlimited Jet Sprint class. The LSA 6.2 litre, the 99A Blue Flame 2. Out on course at the moment. We'll be having a lunch break just after this qualifying 4 round. Then we are going to dial it up and go qualifying 5 and then finals time. Top 9, top 6, top 3 across the 3 classes presented to you today here at the Meremere Jet Sprint facility. 0800 my engine just illuminating on the side of the vessel of Jacob Simmons there. Really looking very good indeed. A sharp young man from the Hawke's Bay region, just pushing this LS and across the line there with a 51.948, 51.948. Oh, this is Kyle, too many pies, Patrick. Couldn't get on the zip line yesterday at Rotorua. Didn't make the weight for safety considerations, but he's certainly not going to let that worry him with twin turbo Fury. Some 1,500 horsepower. The man from Positive Electrics out of the Oregon state in the US of A. Darren Toddy Todd doing the navigational duties. Kyle Patrick loving, by the look of it, the feel of this brand new hull. Vickers aircraft on board here. Darren Todd, the one-eyed navigator from Hamilton. These guys seem to have paired up beautifully. A little bit bogged down out of that hairpin for Kyle Patrick. He's not going to let that worry him at all. The twin turbo, plenty of power there, got him out of trouble. I'll tell you what, Kyle Patrick, multiple times winner in the US, and you can see why with a 48.979. He'll be wrapped with that. This is a man who's never driven this boat before at all, qualifying for sub 50, still a fair way to go, but he's going to be absolutely wrapped with that. Well, the funny part was Kyle Patrick couldn't get on the zip line, and so therefore I was hanging out with him. I decided not to do it just to make him okay, but I made the weight comfortably, believe it or not.
It's awesome. I've done it.
We had the big swing off there, and Kyle posted my terror. And it's movie out on track, Greg Morgan, Ethan Kerner, the blown liquid strip 44. Oh, Greg Morgan looking very good out there in this boat. Certainly plenty of pace. There's no doubt about the power whatsoever. Some nice lines that he's driving in this very fast rotation here at Meremere, south of Auckland, in the wonderful country of New Zealand. The split was at 27, well down from where the times of the freakishness of Glenn Head had posted earlier, some 3 seconds slower, but Greg Morgan looking pretty good in the liquid strip at the moment. Into that finish line with a 49.949. So it is Kyle Patrick in the lead. Greg Morgan, Jacob Simmons, with only 3 boats started in this Q4 round for the unlimited category. We're going to have a lunch break after this round, so ladies and gentlemen on the hill, you are more than welcome to join us in the pit and paddock area. Plenty of posters available down there. Say good day to the drivers and navigators, the crew chief. No smoking, no alcohol allowed in the pits as we go. Paddy Hayden Racing, BD's Tinting and Graphics, Ultra Hongo Auto Electrics, Colour FX Spray Painting, Dairy Tech, CH Allen Upholstery, Cole Hayden doing the navigational duties. I asked Paddy what sort of engine has he got in this, and he said he reckons it's the engine from his mum's old V-Dub. GJ Gardner Homes as well, so Paddy Hayden certainly got the sponsors on board there and looking sensational. The run is looking good. The split at a 26.174. So that is quickest so far. Wow, these guys and girls right throughout these three classes really got this rotation sorted out. Paddy Hayes squeezes it through there with a 48.245, straight at the top of the table, 0.7 quicker than Kyle Patrick. So I might just get Grant Collingwood just to put the camera down there onto the back of Glenn Head's vessel. Let's have a look at how this starter operation goes, if you can pick this up. The Altherm Window Systems vessel. This is a boat that gets starter Formula One style. They put the starter motor in to the back of the boat. They get the fire into the belly of the HRE 400 cubic inch twin turbo, then remove the starter motor, saving some weight. Bevan Muir is onto the ramp as well with the Teng Tools Toyota vessel, the black and red vessel. I haven't seen that boat in the track for a while, but in the meantime, it is going to be the stinger boat of Kevin Roberts. Really hoping to see if we can see the fire in the Altherm window system. Might not quite pick this up as we send our camera having a look at the stinger boat with Kevin Roberts at the helm, Kendra Death doing the navigational duties. So Kevin Roberts, a lot of horsepower available to him, more than 1,500 horsepower. That spray just being thrown all the way from the bottom of the track where Kevin Roberts is now, being blown right up into Auckland. The wind's still very strong here at the Meremere Jetsprint facility. Kevin Roberts really starting to pick the pace up here a bit. The split was at 27.9, a little bit down on where he'd like to be, but this slow progression that we've seen from Kevin Roberts after a number of seasons behind the wheel of this boat is coming a little bit to fruition. He has said that he's never going to go too hard. He'll just take his time with it, and it's working well for him. So that's a 50.799 there for Kevin Roberts. Just trying to see if we can pick up on that Altherm boat again down there. Got Bevan Muir and Teng Tools. That is operational. We've got Pip Thompson and Karen Wakeland on the track as well. You can see Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks in the dual tech machine coming down to the ramp as well. So just waiting for the rescue of Kevin Roberts out there. Got through the line and come to a screaming halt, or a shit shuddering halt as you'd like to potentially suggest. So Scruffy the tugboat, the rescue jet ski out there doing the work. I'll take a short break, catch me breath. We'll be back in just a minute. Pip Thompson and Karen Wakeland out on track at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how Pip undertakes the hairpin. She spat the boat backwards in Q2. We're in Q4 now. Oh yeah, there's the big back off. Tread carefully, young lady, and tread carefully she did. From Baitaka in the Hawke's Bay region, the customer service manager at the helm. Oh, nice through the speed bowl and through the loop there with a 51.601. So Pip Thompson quicker than her son by 0.3 of a second. Of course, Jacob Simmons, all part of the same garage. So we've got the three super boats. Now it is the silent assassin of Glen Head. Altherm Window Systems, former world champion in the unlimited category. Hayley Todd doing the navigational duties, the HRE. Built engine, 400 cubic inches, twin turbo. Glenn has been driving beautifully all day. Looks as though he's hardly been raising a sweat. This boat just so smooth at the moment. In conditions where we've seen other boats just taking it pretty rough. The split. Oh, 24.897 at the split. That is some 2 seconds quicker than the previous best split. So Glen Head, Hayley Todd. Well, this is going to be quick time is my call. Lines it up. Whoa, quick time, 45.593. 45.593. 2 point something seconds quicker than Paddy Hayden. So that is a phenomenal time, and that twin turbo just very, very quiet as it's going about its business out there. Scotty Donald now, the Cole Reesby. Wicket 2 out on the race course at the moment. Scotty Donald really just starting to work out this rotation nicely indeed, with certainly the assistance of Nicole Reesby. Nicole's got her hand well in front of Scotty Donald's face there, so making sure that that works very well. Scotty Donald, a fairly laid-back farmer from Featherston. Nothing seems to faze him too much at all. Wicket 2 now heading for the line, across the line there, and a 50.632. Hey, I got Kyle Patrick from Oregon up here with me. He's got a mouthful of sandwich. I'll have a quick chat to him in a minute. Mate, how you liking the new boat?
Starting to love it. We had a few issues for my driving and the new setup, so it's starting to come together.
Mate, looking pretty good out there at the moment. Now, you're sort of about mid-fleet at the moment. Where do you expect to see yourself by the end of the day? Where do you want to see yourself?
Hey, apparently I'm only, 3 or 4 seconds off the leader.
Right.
We've been shaving about 3 seconds off every run, so we'll see.
Well, that'll be good, mate. That'll be good. Well, I'll tell you what, too many pies. Good to see you getting yourself into a salad sandwich there, mate. So everybody around the world knows that you didn't make the weight on the zip line at Rotorua the other day.
Well, because my friend Dorothy here.
All right, well, you can go away now, Kyle. We don't want to speak to you anymore. You can't go throwing crap at the commentator until after hours, mate. All right, so Aaron Hansen in the dual tech machine just came to a halt heading into the start chute. So we'll just take a short break in proceedings while we effect the rescue of Aaron and Julianne from that boat. So that just came to a halt. We'll be back with broadcast in just a minute. It's Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks getting back out on the track at the moment. Must have been a weed issue into the intake of the jet unit. So those of you maybe not familiar with how jet sprinting works, if you get some weed into the jet unit off the start line, you have a chat to race control. They do say, fair enough, no worries at all. That is a problem not of your own making. So you get the opportunity to get out there and restart, just as we see exactly that happening on the course at the moment. So Aaron Hansen and Julianne Shanks aboard Dual Tech and Mouthfresh, and wow, Aaron Hansen really is an absolute tinkerer. Just does so much work on the specialist Sprint Tech machine. So Aaron, took a couple of bites at that radius. He's gone the wrong way. That's the reason why that problem at the start line has got behind him. So this is where he needs to go. So that's why he had that hesitation up the top. That'll put plenty of time on the clock. Oh, absolutely ragged. Aaron Hansen, I think, has decided to work towards the side of caution and just bring that boat back. So yeah, that was a very untidy run in the latter part of that for Aaron Hansen. Really difficult for those guys. Of course, these drivers and navigators get fully switched on. How switched on will it be for Richard Murray and Steve Edmonds? We've heard that they've had a fueling issue that has the gremlins in it. So what will we see this time? The last run was pretty good, but when the boat shuts down mid-run, it makes the driver and indeed the navigator be very, very cautious about the steps that they are taking. So Richard Murray, the blown 440 cubic inch thumping fall. This thing is an absolute thumper. It vibrates the ground. It vibrates the commentary tower. Oh, Richard Murray. This is looking like a good run for the main machine. Oh, he was lucky to get away with 46.921. Richard Murray into P2. That is a cracking run from the contractor from Wanganui. Wow, he's gained a lot in that last run from his last run out. He's 1.4 seconds away from Glen Head. And there's a couple of moments in that track where it was just a little bit rough for him. If he can smooth those out, he will certainly be getting those times well down. But that was an exciting run. So obviously very confident in that potential fueling issue that was flaming the boat out, giving the cough, the hiccup and the stop. It is now Bevan Muir, Teng Tools DCN. Just had word from Kyle Patrick they might have spun a front bearing to see if they can shove another one in there. So, or a bearing at the front part of the engine. So we'll get some information during this lunch break to see what's been going on with that. But it is Bevan Muir out on track at the moment. Aaron Costello. Aaron Costello could be his own sideshow. Sounds a bit like Abbott and Costello from comedy from yesteryear, just at the advent of the talking movies after the worldwide run of a Charlie Chaplin in the silent movies. But anyway, let's move forward to 2019 as Bevan Muir in Teng Tools, the big block. He's gone the wrong way. No, he's gone. Yeah, he's not having a good run here. It'll be a long way back. I don't think that he's worked it out either. So Bevan Muir, he went 9.10 instead of 10.9. So Bevan Muir, that will be a DNF for the Teng Tools machine. So DNF there for Bevan Muir and Aaron Costello. You can see the fire in the belly of the Mouthfresh machine. Rob and Ange Coley now coming off the trailer. So last run out, Rob Coley got a DNF for an incorrect rotation. Interesting to see that, haven't seen the Bars Bugs machine of Blake Bryant out on course at the moment. But Rob Coley, he will want to get this run sorted out. This boat very, very quick indeed. Don't you worry about that. 600 cubic inches injected of a small block of Fury, the Sprint Tech hull. The man behind the Mouthfresh name out of Wanganui. He's got his wife sitting in alongside him. So far, this run looking pretty good. A little bit reactionary there for Rob Coley. Now around the speed bowl for the final time in Q4 for the Unlimited Superboats. Rob Coley, 45.956.4, slower than the time that Glen Head posted. Rob Coley just sneaks a little bit in front of Richard Murray there by 1.035. So, wow, it's tied at the top in qualifying round 4. Dave Simmons and John Very out now. Dave Simmons' partner Pip Thompson posted a 51.6. His son Jacob Simmons posted a 51.9. So John Very and Dave Simmons, Dave at the helm, John in the navigator's chair. They are going to want to be beating the 51. Don't worry about the rest of the field. Just got to beat the young fella and the missus. That will be forefront in their mind. So the big back off into the hairpin for Dave Simmons. The 6.2 litre LSA Chev Link Engine Management is looking pretty good. Where is Dave Simmons going to be? The race within the race. Will he beat his missus and the young fella? The time shows a 50.024, so Dave Simmons up in a P7. Quicker than his missus and his son. So, well, bragging rights for Q4 for Dave and John. As we see Nick Berryman from NZ Riverjet, the most trusted and best tourism gig in Rotorua. Just had a bit of a brain fade there. Nick Berryman and Tim Kitto. The NZ Riverjet machine with Nick Berryman at the helm. Down the back chute now. Into the top part of the track. The big speed from one end to the other. Plenty of speed in there. Don't worry about that in the Stinger machine. To the top end again. Through the split. It's going to look pretty good at a 26.071. Wanted to get that down a little bit further into the 25s. So Nick Berryman now will wind that up. Get into the right hand a little bit late into there. Squeeze the throttle through to the finish. So Nick Berryman across the line with a 47.829 into P4. So ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go to a lunch break. You are invited to the pit and paddock area. Please, no smoking and no drinking.